You know what the worst part about work is? When you have an idea for a video that you just really want to do, and then you have to work for about 7 more hours before you can come home and actually freaking record the thing. And then you procrastinate for 3 more hours, and now we're where we are. Some context about this thing. So in the past month or so, in my attempt to find out what the hell to do with this card game filled brain of mine, I've started thinking about creating my own card game, and as a result doing a lot of research into card games of all shapes and sizes, thinking more deeply about their mechanics, and that's how this happened. That's how I started thinking more deeply about the Counterblast mechanic in Vanguard. This actually specifically happened because I've been reading this manga recently about a fictional card game. It's actually for the story. It's not actually advertising a card game called Wizard Soul, which is pretty good. I recommend reading it on very legal sources. I'll probably be doing a video about it when I'm finished reading it. But it has a mechanic kind of similar to Counterblast's, where when creatures are destroyed, they become a resource that you can use to pay for certain cards. So that's pretty cool. That's a thing. That's a thing that game has. It's not quite taking damage, becoming a unique resource like Counterblast are, but it's similar. And it got me really thinking about Counterblast as a mechanic and how really it should be this really cool mechanic that is a way of punishing players for just constantly attacking and reward players for taking damage. But it doesn't really work like that in Vanguard. And it's such a waste in Vanguard, to be honest. It is really such a waste in Vanguard, because this is a mechanic that has so much potential, but it's absolutely squandered in Vanguard. This is one of my big issues with Vanguard's core game design, which I will probably do a video of at some point before the new year hits. All of them are problems with the fundamental game design, things that can't really be changed as they end the game, but they are the things that prevent me from enjoying Vanguard as much as I do Buddy Fight on a base level. Regardless, let's get into the meat of this. So, for those that may be unaware, those of you who don't play Vanguard, if there are any of you out there, Counterblast is a system in Vanguard where your damage is tracked by cards. When you reach, when 6 cards are in your damage zone, game over. But when cards enter your damage zone, they are face up, and they can be used for costs by flipping them face down. And these Counterblasts are your primary way of paying for costs and abilities in Vanguard. So, yeah, that's pretty important. So, why is there not really a dichotomy here of players not always wanting to attack in? Well, it's because basically everything else in Vanguard's design runs counter to the interesting aspects of the Counterblast mechanics design, and the Counterblast mechanic really doesn't fit in Vanguard. It really doesn't, because Vanguard is a game where you gain 3 cards in 3 or 4 cards, depending on it, if you're grade 3 or striding or whatever, in natural card advantage each turn. Well, it's still just 3, because you have to discard a grade 3 to stride, whatever. It's 3 cards. You gain 3 cards. But 2/3 of that card advantage comes from you attacking. Your Vanguard has to attack to get 2 of the 3 cards of your natural card advantage. So if you're not attacking, you're at a massive disadvantage. And in addition to that, there is no benefit for your non-Vanguard units to not attack. Like there's no mechanic. Like imagine if there's like some block-like mechanic. Like you could easily see it in Vanguard. Like if you have standing units, you can rest them to basically intercept with them from wherever. I could easily see that being a thing in Vanguard. But because there's nothing like that, no reason to not attack with things you have on the board, as a result, you're never really questioning that. Like, in very rare edge cases, it's a thing that might come up to prevent your opponent from going for a specific play. but it's just like this mechanic is really, really wasted on Vanguard, and like it has so much potential. It has so much potential, but because of everything else in Vanguard's design, it doesn't really reach the potential. Though I have to give credit one place. If you've talked to me about Vanguard for any length of time, you know that I have a great hatred, a burning hate boner for the early game of Vanguard, the turns where you're riding up to grade 3, the 5 to 6 turns of boring nothing. And yes, I am aware that these turns are very significant to how the game plays out, but they're not interesting. They're completely boring turns, and it's part of why I really appreciate games like Buddy Fight, where you start with these resources, where you don't get limited like this, because I hate Vanguard's early game so much. It is so awful. It is so awful, the Vanguard early game. Really, really bad. So yeah. That's Vanguard. That's Counterblast and how Vanguard completely squanders their potential. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a video probably tomorrow, maybe not. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be on Thursday, because like I still have another work day tomorrow, but after that Reba, stop striking the tripod. But after that I'm off, so it'll be up on Thursday at the latest, and I have some other vlogs coming up, discussion vlogs coming up on topics meatier than this one. But yeah, that's all for now. I just wanted to get that little thought out there. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you feel Counterblast are fine as they are? Do you think that their potential is squandered in this way, that they could be a way more interesting mechanic, way more interesting risk-reward mechanic to punish attacking? I don't know, guys. You guys tell me what you think in the comments below. And maybe if you like what I do, support me on Patreon, also in the description below. With that said, this is Hunter Surge, signing off.